Hey everyone, I wanted to show you the module that will kind of cover this week and next week, right before Thanksgiving. I'm assuming a lot will be traveling, so uh, we won't uh, we won't be meeting that day. And so you're basically using the next 2 weeks to both shoot and edit your film. But I don't want to just be like, go off and do whatever. I want to um, give you some other elements that are going to help you on this process. So there's not a lot in the way of excuse me of book work that is like not essays or anything like that, but there's some practical things that I think are going to really help you. Um, so only one of them is a requirement. Let me kind of flip these around. So I have some. Do that first. These two lectures right here. So this one's from me, and this is one that I wanted to get in just so you can understand what acting is if you don't really have a giant um, load of experience with acting per se or working with actors. This will kind of ground you in some different terminology and some of the history. But then this is a shorter one. So this is maybe 20 minutes, and then this one's a little shorter, like 8 minutes. And they're amazing tips on how to make your scene a little bit more dynamic if you're having trouble with actors. And honestly, when people are making their film, I'm not expecting, Laurence Olivier performance, but generally people are grabbing their friends or relatives and they're not trained in acting, which is fine. Like, again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you can, by just a few tips, you can add to somebody's performance and really bring out what they can do. So we haven't had a lot of time to really work with acting this semester. So these are just some really great tips that you can work on. All right. And then also I have two, they're the same lecture, the video and the PDF. And the PDF will have the clickable links. You probably, I'm not saying don't watch the video version because I know I fill in a lot more details, but if you are not, this is correlated to a extra credit assignment. This is about learning to film for advertising, like commercials. And um, typically, I like to just introduce this only because shooting commercials is probably a lot of what could be in your career. After I got my master's and started my company, we got contracts from Fandom and Rankworthy, Weird History, like all these things, or Southern Living, and had to do commercials. So I just want to give you a very brief overview. And you'll see a lot of things like this on the PDF you can click and watch. This is Wes Anderson, my favorite director that we watched Rushmore with. And some of you probably already saw this. We watched this clip about production design. But it's also a commercial and kind of shows you what a commercial can be. Again, if you watch the video lecture, I kind of talk about it, but a lot of it is pretty self-explanatory, like what are color schemes, right? What are taglines, characteristics. Again, this is an example of one we shot that used pretty much just text. I wanted to use voiceover, but this was also the client. So you can watch. You can see what a call to action is. This is actually one of the very first things I ever shot. It was a commercial for a sort of kind of like a comic book video game store. And then a couple more there where we talk about like internet commercials, that aren't constrained to a certain time versus like 30 seconds that, if it's broadcast, that it has to be down to the frame. And then things like information videos, again, clickable links you can watch. And then I put at the bottom here some student examples over the years. These are a little bit more of like the 30-second one that I'm going for, but this shows you a story one can be done as well. The lighting on this is not perfect. I'm not expecting perfection, but if you watch it, you're like, hey, this isn't whatever. You might have an opinion. You'll see it's a little bit longer, but it's more of a kind of a viral that you'd click on online and share kind of a commercial versus kind of straightforward ones. This one was pretty funny. So again, these are tied together and it's part of an extra credit assignment. So going back to the acting lecture and acting tips, all you got to do is write that you watched both videos to earn the 10 points extra credit. It's not due till December 3rd. So because I know you're filming, now that said, I would recommend that to watch these only because they might help you. But the actual writing that you watch them and everything, it's not due until the 3rd. So you got some time. Same for the extra credit commercial. Just make it 30 seconds to the frame on any product. It doesn't have to be anything specific, but I should want to buy it at the end. That's usually my way of knowing if it was effective or not. Will it grab my attention in the first 5 to 10 seconds? How does it benefit me? Yeah, watch those lectures. I would, if you're going to do this, I would recommend doing that first. This is not a required assignment, extra credit, nor is watching or reading the lecture necessarily, but I highly recommend it. So the commercial must contain 8 to 10 shots, center framing, especially with the product. Try and get high key lighting because that's what commercials are. So even lighting, not a lot of dark shadows. There must be music and there must be text, like a call to action at the end. You're free to include voiceover as well. It must be exactly 30 seconds. Not the voiceover, but let me put that on a different line. Kind of, actually, I'll put that down here as, oops, I'm sorry. Shouldn't be doing this now, but I don't want to confuse anyone. That's like, as a professor, one of my biggest fears is students not understanding. So you got to learn how to communicate. So you also, I changed my mind. You can upload your project directly to me, or you can make a link and you can just share it with me, but we don't need that in there either. And we don't use Canvas, we use... Wait, is this one Canvas? I get confused which is which. This is Blackboard. There. They're basically the same thing. Just different schools use different ones. All right, so I will give you up to 50 points extra credit. It's up to my discretion. It must be exactly 30. If you turn in a 31-second commercial to a client, they will not be happy because it's got to be exactly the how it gets broadcast has to be exactly. Audio is balanced, shots are framed and in focus, the edit is smooth, and that you have the 5 elements from above. So that is also due the 3rd. We will watch it. Again, not a requirement. I know some people need some extra credit. And some people might want the challenge while we kind of have this lab day tonight and then, the start of kind of that holiday travel time. So anyway, this is what I have for you right now. Down here, they're trying to get credit hours. This is a link to a, what do you call one of those? Like a survey that if you're interested in making credit hours for TCC by doing film work, editing, anything like that, they're still kind of trying to put it together. I think exactly what it's going to be. And I still need to meet with some people, but if you're looking at getting more credits and you want to do that by doing videos for the college, click here. There's a little, just a questionnaire. And then as soon as I know more details on it, I'll let you know as well. Also, here is a film recommendation, Lost in La Mancha. I do believe it's rated R for language, so not suitable for kids. But it's about the making of Don Quixote in the 90s with Johnny Depp. It was directed by Terrence Gilliam, and it's the making of, and it just went completely chaotic. So it's an interesting watch just to see how many things can go wrong, what's out of your control, what's in your control. But it's also a good way to say, hey, if something goofs up on your shoot, it happens to the best of them. You know, that doesn't always give people their $30 million back, but you know, there's some things that are just out of control. So again, it's rated R. I believe there's some, just call it Hollywood language in it. But that is kind of what I have, along with you getting that time to go out and film and to edit. Please, if you need any help with editing, if you need anything at all, please email me. We can set up a Zoom. I can see your screen and we can go from there. So I know there's a little gap till we're physically in the same place again. And thank you for bearing with me. The doctors found some herniated discs in my spine in the last couple weeks. So that on top of, I think I've mentioned that I'm dealing with Lyme disease and things like that. So it's been a little bit of a medically tough few weeks for me. So I appreciate everybody's hard work and understanding. So again, reach out to me if you have any questions or thoughts, concerns, anything like that. And I hope you all have a great little mini break next week. And we shall be seeing each other soon. All right. Have a great Thanksgiving. Email me if you need anything.